Cooper. So, day one of homeschooling is now over. Distance learning is now over. What a day it has been. I wasn't even teaching the kids. That's the thing. Wasn't even teaching them myself. Just getting them set up, getting their technology in place, and making sure the desks are right and all that. Holy moly. I poured myself a big Olive Garden pour. Oh, so y'all talk to me. I don't think I can see the chat. Facebook changed the way this looks. So I am sitting. So here's the deal. So I'm trying to work from home. Todd is downstairs working from home in the dining room. Zoom calls, all of that as well. Claire was originally in her bedroom at her desk, and then we realized that that was an internet dead zone. And so midway through the day, actually not even midway through the day, like an hour into it, we had to move her onto the coffee table in the family room until we figured out a better solution. Mason, meanwhile, was sitting at this table at this desk, but it was on the other side of the room in front of two gorgeous windows that look out. But there was so much backlight that the classmates couldn't see him. So over lunch, I then had to clear this table, drag it, and this is like an antique, huge, big table, drag it across the room, and then reset it up again. Oh, yes, David, it is. If I could have filled it to the top and made it upstairs, I would have done that. I have earned every drop, ounce, and Weight Watchers point that is in this glass. So, okay, so tell me some of your tricks for those of you who have done this maybe a few more days than we have. By the way, disclaimer, nothing that I am saying is being critical of the school or anything. They actually have done amazingly. Just think about it. A week ago this last Friday, we didn't even know we were going to have to shut it down. And so they have managed over spring break in the last 2 days to figure out a way to teach our children at their homes using technology that they know we have. We are very fortunate that almost everyone in our school, I think, has access to the technology that's needed. And so hats off to them. I am not an educator. If we were to do homeschool, like legit homeschool, that would be a definite recipe for murder suicide. I'm just going to say it, murder suicide. And I'm not an IT person. I actually have always fancied myself to be a very good IT person, like for stuff for my work and all of that. But holy schmoly, getting these. Claire's got a Chromebook, and then they both have iPads, and then we got the Google Classroom app, and then the Gmail and the Google Chat, or it's called Hangouts, I think, and then Google Meet, which are all actually very wonderful programs, but holy moly. Hey, Autumn, here's the thing, is we did have to stay on the times because this is how our day started. At 8 o'clock this morning, a video was sent out from our head of school, like a morning assembly like our school does every day, greeting the day, introducing kind of what's going to happen in the whole day. And then at 9 o'clock, everyone had to report for school, 9 o'clock. And they had to be there, and they had to be live, like on the camera, to talk to their friends and talk to the teacher. And today was kind of just testing it. Like everyone's trying to figure out how to use the software, how to use the technology. And it was great. But anyway, so there was a couple of snags, like figuring out the Wi-Fi bandwidth issues in our house when you've got three people streaming. And our house is made of cement and wire that's in it. And so you can't get internet from one room to the other. So we have all these repeaters everywhere. So there's that. And then, so they chat and they talk about the lesson, and then then they have like independent time where they work on their little workbooks or handbooks or handouts or whatever that's been assigned to them that we had to print off. And they turn that in, and then they can chat with each other. They can chat with the teacher over Google Hangouts. So either chatting or face to face on video, but it all has to be done like in real time. So then that ended at about 11, and then they had a break. from 11 to 1, and then they had to report for duty again at 1. And because our school does these blocks, so our school is a reading writing workshop model school, which is a fantastic thing. Columbia University Teachers College invented this method where the kids are taught as like lecture instruction only for a very small amount of the day, maybe like 2 hours of the entire day. And the whole rest of the day is group projects and working together, independent working, and the teachers make their way around. So they are adapting really well. That actually works really well for this remote learning that we're having to do too. So we're very fortunate for that. But yeah, holy moly, like just, oh, and then I have to run 2 companies also. So I got about 15 minutes worth of work done today. And I started at about 3 o'clock and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just bang some stuff out. By 3:45, I was exhausted and big old Olive Garden pour here. Oh. So yes, David, I'm gonna go for a walk all by myself, although I like hurt my hip moving this fucking table from that side of the room to here so that it'd get away from the windows. So in addition to everything, I injured myself physically. So what else are y'all saying? Bo is like very interesting. Yeah, people with no children are probably like, oh my god, make him stop. Uh, Sam is like, my strategy has been to raise nieces and great nieces and a nephew. It's worked out fine. I cannot imagine having more than 2 children. I originally wanted 4. I wanted 4 kids. Sometimes I get the remorse that we didn't, but today was not one of those days. And then my friend Jennifer posted on a post earlier. She has 4 children, and she is a teacher. So she was teaching other people's motherfucking kids from the house while her own children were having to learn. And so she was having to manage, oh, no, I'd have to take a leave. I couldn't do that. So, and I apologize in advance for my language. I'm a cusser. Y'all know that, even about children. And again, if you're just tuning in, I am just venting about my day with our first experiment in distance learning and the technology and all that stuff. None of it is a criticism of our school. None of it. They've actually been great given the circumstance. It's just trying to work from home and do all of this and all of that and raise our own kids and yeah, so much. So I'm either getting the homeschooling award or a visit from CPS. Both are entirely possible. Both. Right there. Okay. Let's see here. Do y'all have any how have y'all been doing this? Like people have been commenting all day. Is anyone watching this that has been a so Melissa, you love the blocks. Yes, our school does so there's a humanities block for half the day and and so that's like social studies, English, all that kind of stuff. And then there is another block for the other part of the day that is the STEM, the science thing, and the kids change classes. My kids both actually have the same 2 teachers. They just have them for different day parts and different grade levels. And they just do it for a longer period of time. So there's a lot less startup and all of that, which I did appreciate today, having really only two things I had to do, a morning session and an afternoon session. Each lasted only an hour or 2. Autumn is teaching them wine drinking that correlates with wine. So Autumn, do you actually homeschool your kids like for real? Or are you just doing this now? I'm also curious of what other, like our kids, we're in a small private school. We are very fortunate to have a super strong head of school. She's amazing, super strong teachers. And we use a lot of technology already. And all of our kids are able to have the technology. So I'm very fortunate. I cannot imagine what this is like. So Claire's grade has 12 kids and Mason's, I think, has 8, the entire grade. And, or maybe 10, but either way, I cannot imagine doing this for a class of 30. And within that class of 30, there's a mix of, you don't know what's happening at home. Like you don't know what their access to technology is and all of that. And so we're all using the same platform. We're all using the Google Classroom platform, which is fantastic, by the way. I am like a convert, but holy moly. So let's see what y'all are saying here. AirPods look like earrings. You know, it's actually my first time using them in a video. They work really well. Let's see. I think I can invite some of y'all to be in this too. Two parents working from home and three kids. Matt Jacob. Holy shit. Lauren Leo. Never be able to say your last name right. Oh God, at least we can laugh about it, right? I mean, there's a silver lining in every situation, and that I can crack a fucking joke about it, and I will. Some people don't like that, but it's how I deal. Michelle Condré is purposely keeping her dogs undereducated. I love that. Melissa, you start Monday. Okay, yeah. The Wi-Fi issue. Oh my gosh, the Wi-Fi issue. So Suzanne, y'all use Google Classroom as well. Okay, here we go. So Melissa, we actually, instead of Zoom, we are using the Google Hangouts or Google Chat or whatever it's called. And it's working really well too. I think it works just like Zoom. Claire just walked by. You want to say hi to everybody? How did your first day? We're doing Facebook Live. How did your first day of homeschooling go?
It was good.
It was good. What did you learn anything special?
No, we kind of just tested it out today.
Yeah, you look at the green light when you talk to it. Hey, did I embarrass you today?
No.
I didn't. I thought I did. I thought I got a Dad, get out of here. You're embarrassing me at one point. No, am I embarrassing you right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Oh, you were? Okay. Let me do this. So we're also having to, well, you haven't requested the time. You can text on there. It works.
No, it doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, hang on. It does work. It does work. So we are actually testing on a new screen time settings. The screen time on Apple devices. Let me see. Always allowed apps. It says messages is one of those. I'm going to remove it and then just put it right back. Okay. Hang on. I will add it right now. Please pause while I parent my children. Let's find. Well, I thought I did it. Am I on you? No, I'm not on you. Oh shit. Okay, hang on. Yes, I cut in front of my children. Okay, here. Messages, because I need to make sure that I am always able to be on it as well. Where's that? Messages. Because I think it locks me out as well if I don't do that right. Where is it? Here we go. Add it back in. And then I go to you. Okay, it should. I'll be adding it right back. No, you are not allowed to use it without my permission, Claire.
I use it once.
Be real careful about the next thing you say. It should be working now. Okay, sorry. Did I drop any bad words during their class? Melissa just asked. I think I did. I think I dropped an F-bomb while I was trying to set something up. And at one point, I heard, yes, you may. At one point, I heard, hey, friend. I'm not saying the name. Hey, I know we can't see you right now and you're trying to get it set up, but we can hear you. And all of a sudden, we hear the dad say, sorry. I think he was dropping some bombs too. And Autumn says, hell no, I don't homeschool. So Autumn, what is your school doing? If you don't homeschool and you're teaching them something right now, is your school not actually doing anything, or is there like a set program? I am so glad that there's a set program that we are following, because if I had to do this on my own, the kids would be learning some bad words, how to pour wine at 2:00 in the afternoon, and how to be on their own, feral, for most of the evening. Let's see, anyone else? Anyway, this is just what a day. I've been talking so much I haven't had enough to drink. Okay. Any questions? Any advice? Do y'all want to know anything? I'm cooped up, like literally cooped up. Fortunately, we live in a large home. And we live across the street from a golf course that is closed right now that we can walk on and not be near anybody. There's a tennis court across the street too. And so I don't feel like I just can't even imagine what being safe at home is for someone like in New York who has an apartment that is the size of my master bedroom, and that's all their space is, and you can't really go anywhere because everyone is 6 feet away from you. I can't imagine that, but anyway, we're very lucky. Sheila, drink up. Yep, 4 glasses of wine. Are you already on the fourth glass? I'll be there right behind you. Okay, so Sheila, HP schools are doing Google Classroom. So Google Classroom works really, really well once you figure it out. So here's my advice to you. On your Google Chrome, Chromebook, Chrome, and whatever, and on iPads or whatever, download the Gmail app, download the Google Classroom app, download the Hangouts app, and download the Google Meet app. Those 4 are what you need. The Meet app is the video, so it's kind of the Zoom conferencing of it. The Hangouts is the chat part of it. Gmail is obviously mail, and Classroom is where teachers like give you your assignments and you turn them in and you talk. It all works really well once you kind of get that little nomenclature down. Also, get headphones with, or either pods or like a headphone with the thing, because sometimes there's a lot of feedback from if there's a lag in the speaker and the microphone and all of that. We had some of that this morning, but it seems to have remedied itself once most kids put their headphones on. Autumn says they gave us a curriculum, but it's very loose and not where my kids were on level, so we supplemented. Well, good for you. If they gave it to me, I think I would have probably just paused in place and said, I'll pay you extra to catch them up next year. Because don't think I would have been doing that. So, and is everyone at home right now? I guess everyone's at home, unless you're an essential employee, whatever that definition means. So, okay. Well, I was just wanting to come on. I hadn't done this in forever. Come and talk to y'all. And what a day! What a day! Okay. Well, 17 minutes. Holy moly. Okay. I love y'all. I love that y'all watch. This is like therapy for me. It's a lot fucking cheaper than therapy too. And I've only drank half of a big Olive Garden pour of wine. So anyway, I love you. I may come to you again later. I may come to you tomorrow. I may call you from prison if this doesn't work out right. So either way, message me. Let me know how you're doing. Comment, whatever. Bye. Love you. Okay, now how do I turn this off?